the question was always, at the one end of the scale you've got a photorealistic chimpanzee, and at the other end of the scale you've got Robbie Williams, and where along that scale do we want to land? And there was a point where we went too far towards Robbie Williams, which was scary. We definitely fell into the uncanny valley, and then took a step back. I think where we sort of landed was, I said, for this section, let's lean 100% into Rob. With all the level of emotion and connection that's required in this movie, it's got to be in the eyes, and the eyes will sell it. Trying to figure out how to put a hairstyle or a specific haircut on a chimp without it looking like a toupee was a real challenge. And the way we solved it in the end was I phrased it to the team as like, if a chimp walked into a barber's and said, make me look like Robbie Williams, what would they do? And so, chimps have hair all down their forehead, so we grew hair all down the forehead and then literally shaved it into a Robbie Williams hairstyle. And that was the thing which finally took us away from it looking like a chimp wearing a toupee. Robbie in the movie has a lot of costumes. I think, in fact, he doesn't wear the same costume more than once in any particular scene. Usually when we have a digital character, they might have 1 or 2 costume changes. I think at the last count, Robbie had close to 400 different costumes. Obviously, they're not 400 in the movie, but there's a lot of mix and matching. Sometimes a hoodie is open, sometimes a hoodie is closed. But we worked really closely with the costume department on this one, and they were fantastic. They literally sourced, made, bought, or rented every single costume that Robbie wears in film. We scanned every single one of them in order to make digital recreations of them, and we also shot reference in each scene of that costume within the lighting environment that each one was to be seen in. So we had really good reference on what it should look and behave like. So the tattoos, again, like most of these things, the obvious thing is just to start tattooing the skin, but we wanted to take a different approach to Robbie's tattoos. And so the idea was to actually create them like hair art. So we'd shave them into his fur rather than tattoo them onto the actual skin. Obviously, when he starts the movie, he doesn't have any tattoos, and then as he gets more and more famous, we have to add them. So we went on a bit of a deep dive of Robbie Williams' tattoos to figure out which ones he would have had during the period that our movie takes place, and then figure out how to make them look natural and in the fur. Sometimes it looked a bit like he'd been to the vet, and these big areas shaved out of his arms, so we had to sort of, work how to feather them in and make them feel natural. But it worked really well. The models team, the fur groomers did an amazing job of replicating all of that detail, because they all were hand groomed into the hair. It wasn't like we had some add tattoo button, it was actually a manual process.